Welcome to downtown Chicago. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you and teaching you all about the must-see, must-do activities here in Chicago in the next 72 hours. Let's go. Now, to start your trip and adventure to Chicago, we recommend flying to either O'Hare International Airport or Midway, as these have the most direct flights and have also the easiest ways to get in and out of the city. They offer Uber and Lyft rides that are approximately 20 to 30 minutes to downtown depending upon traffic, and they also both have access to the city's CTA, which is Chicago's Transit Authority train. And for just a few dollars, you can ride the Blue Line to and from downtown from O'Hare and the Orange Line to and from Midway. Now, where you stay is going to be essential, and the location is also very essential to enjoying your trip to Chicago. Our favorite hotel, but it is also the priciest, has to be the Langham. Now, the Langham opened its doors back in 2013, and it was originally constructed as the IBM Plaza. And one of our favorite things about the Langham is their luxurious features and the Schwan Spa. This is truly a 5-star hotel, and the location is absolutely perfect for seeing the sights and doing a lot of tourist activities. Now, the price per night to stay at the Langham can range anywhere between $500 to $1,000, and sometimes more depending upon the season and the date. The fact that it is right along the Chicago River and just walking distance to a lot of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you makes this one of the best hotels, in my opinion, in the city. Now, if you're a little bit more budget friendly and really want to dive into Chicago's history, the Drake Hotel could certainly be for you. The Drake was built in 1920 and opened its doors on New Year's Eve. They also have one of the oldest bars in the city, and Princess Diana even had her very own suite in this hotel. Now, since this is an older hotel, it is definitely a little bit more run down, but overall you can find prices anywhere between just a couple $100s to $300 to $400 and maybe even $500 depending upon peak season. And if you're looking for another great place to stay in the city, London House, which is across the street from the Langham, is another great spot. This, I would say, is more of a 3.5 to 4-star hotel, and don't let the name fool you. The Trump Hotel across the street from the Langham has some of the best amenities and one of the nicest rooms we've stayed in while visiting the city. They also have their sky deck located on the 16th floor with some breathtaking views, and the service as well as the housekeeping has been some of the best we've ever experienced when staying in a hotel. Now, after checking into your hotel, it's time to get sightseeing, and this is where in the afternoon, my girlfriend and I had lunch at London House's rooftop. Now, you may need to make a reservation unless you are staying at the hotel. The London House offers some of the most breathtaking views of downtown Chicago. Now, we were there when it rained, so also pay attention to the weather in Chicago as it can be very fussy at times. But overall, this is a must-see location and is a great spot, especially in the afternoons and evenings. So if you're looking for an Instagrammable spot, the London House rooftop is one not to miss. Now, right down the street on the famous Michigan Avenue is the world's largest Starbucks in the world. This one-of-a-kind coffee retail experience is located right on North Michigan Avenue, which is also known as the Magnificent Mile. This Starbucks opened back in November 2019 and is currently the largest Starbucks in the world. Now, we ended up trying some coffee and even one of their little baguettes, and it was quite good. And there's also some very unique drinks and treats that you cannot get anywhere else but this location. And this Starbucks is absolutely massive, and they even have a rooftop for you to view and enjoy your coffee or food as well. Now, after you have your coffee and a little snack, you can do shopping right on Michigan Avenue, as it has some of the best stores in all of Chicago. And as you travel even further down, you will run right into the Gold Coast that has multiple luxurious shops, including multiple designer stores and some of the best hotels and restaurants in the city. It's now time to have dinner, and one of our favorite places to go is the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder Company. Now, this restaurant is famous for its signature dish, which is their Mediterranean-style pizza pot pie, and it is unlike any other pizza I've ever tried. Chicago is known for its deep dish pizza, so don't worry, we'll be making some recommendations soon in this video. But this restaurant, which was established in 1972, has some really unique history. In fact, the building has been around since the 1800s, and across the street is where the Valentine's Day Massacre occurred. But not only is this pizza pot pie incredible, we also thoroughly enjoyed their house salad and dressings, and their Mediterranean bread exceeded all of our expectations. This is a cool, fun place to go to, and if you're hungry for some pizza, the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder Company is a must go to. Now, after dinner, you're gonna wanna walk off some of that pizza, and one of the best ways is to just simply go to the Lincoln Park Zoo. And the best part is the Lincoln Park Zoo is just a 5-minute walk away from the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder restaurant. Now, the great thing about the Lincoln Park Zoo is it is a free admission zoo, making it a popular destination for both locals and tourists. It's home to a diverse collection of animals from various parts of the world, including mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and some of the most popular exhibits in the zoo are the big cats, the primates, the polar bears, the penguins, and even the children's zoo, which is very interactive. Now, one of our top 5 favorite desserts in all of Chicago has a food truck right outside the Lincoln Park Zoo at the time of this recording, and it is the famous rainbow cone. Now, this ice cream cone has been a Chicago tradition for over 95 years, and today they still use the same 5 flavors: orange sherbet, pistachio, Palmer House, strawberry, and chocolate. And another really unique thing is that they do not scoop these flavors into a cone or a cup. The texture and combination of flavors are definitely something that you're going to want to try, and this rainbow cone exceeded all of our expectations. In fact, in our last 3-day trip to Chicago, we ended up having the rainbow cone multiple times. So if you're in and around the Lincoln Park Zoo, definitely make sure to try this delicious treat. Now, if you're looking for another Instagram hotspot for free around the Lincoln Park Zoo, there is a honeycomb structure that everyone kind of calls the Honeycomb. This is located at the south end of the Lincoln Park Zoo, and this honeycomb-shaped dome was built in 2010 and is inspired by the natural design of a tortoise shell. And what's really neat about this structure is it perfectly frames the skyline far off in the distance and also showcases some of the most iconic buildings of the Windy City. So if you're looking to take your Instagram to the next level, stopping at the Honeycomb is an absolute must. So that's going to do it for your very first day in Chicago. Let's dive into your next day. You're gonna wake up early and you're going to go for a bike ride, a run, or simply just walking along the river in Chicago. Now, the Chicago Riverwalk is a scenic pedestrian promenade, and the really cool thing about the Riverwalk is that it was featured as a filming location in several popular movies and TV shows. And on a warm summer day, it is a great way to see the city as well as to get in some very nice exercise. And the great thing about walking the river is that it can eventually lead you to the lake. Which lake is that? It is, of course, Lake Michigan. Chicago has some incredible beaches, and my favorite has to be Oak Street Beach. And in the summertime, there is nothing better than jumping in the lake, going for a cool swim. And what also makes this really enjoyable is it's absolutely a free thing to do. So after you've woken up, you've got your exercise in on the river and or the lake, you absolutely have to see some of the tourist sites. While it may be a little bit touristy, going to see Cloud Gate, which is also known as the Bean, as well as touring and walking Millennium Park is an absolute must, and it is also a free activity. Now, the Bean and Millennium Park are 2 iconic landmarks located right downtown in the heart of the city. Now, the Bean, which is known as Cloud Gate, is a public sculpture created by British artist Sir Ashton Kapoor, and it was unveiled to the public back in May of 2006. Now, the Bean was also originally intended to be titled Cloud Gate because the artist chose to represent the sculpture's reflectiveness and seamless form. Now, just around the corner from the Bean and Millennium Park is another free park called Maggie Daley Park. All you need to do is simply cross over the bridge, and Maggie Daley Park spans 20 acres and was named in honor of Maggie Daley, the late wife to former Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley. Now, a cool and interesting fact about Maggie Daley Park is that it was designed to be environmentally friendly and sustainable. The park is very green, and during the summertime, it is great to walk around. They even have a playground and many other gardens and fun activities to do. And in the wintertime, if you go during winter, they have multiple ice rinks, one at Maggie Daley Park, which is known as the Ice Skating Ribbon, while the other is right in front of the Bean in Millennium Park. Now that you've seen some sights, you're probably hungry for lunch, so we're going to be making a few recommendations here for you. Right by Maggie Daley Park, there is a great salad place called Sweet Greens. Sweet Green was founded in 2007 by 3 Georgetown University graduates, and the restaurant started with a very simple idea: to offer fresh, healthy, and sustainable food options in a fast casual setting. Sweet Greens is basically a Chipotle-like version, but specifically offering salad-type dishes. We absolutely love the variety as well as the different ingredients. One of my favorite things to get there is the wild rice, sweet potato, and I absolutely love their jalapeno cilantro dressing. So if you're looking for something fresh, healthy, and quick, Sweet Green is definitely a spot to go to. Now, if you're looking for a high-end restaurant, Michael Jordan Steakhouse is located right on the Magnificent Mile, and the really cool thing about Michael Jordan Steakhouse is that it features memorabilia room filled with artifacts and mementos from Michael Jordan's basketball career. While we were not overly impressed with the steak itself, one of our favorite things that we got there was the Big Mike burger, and this was one of the best cheeseburgers we've had. They also have a multiple layered chocolate cake, which was very good. Overall, we would just give our experience at the Michael Jordan Steakhouse, right around a 7.5 out of 10. Now, if you're looking for even more food options and must-try things, Garrett's popcorn is some of the best popcorn I have ever had in my entire life, and it is right on Michigan Avenue as well. Not only that, Garrett's popcorn can be found all throughout the city, and if you go to Garrett's popcorn, you must try their signature caramel popcorn and cheese popcorn known as Chicago-style popcorn mix. This secret recipe of popcorn gained popularity, and the shop became an instant local favorite. Now, a cool fact about Garrett's popcorn is that they use some of the finest ingredients to make their popcorn, and they source high-quality, non-GMO kernels and make their own proprietary blend of cheese and caramel coatings. And for $5, you can get a small bag of this popcorn, which we think is a really great deal. So if you are a little budget friendly, Garrett's popcorn is a great little treat to get. Now, if you're looking for even more great treats, right across the street from Garrett's popcorn is the famous Nutella restaurant. This is one of the only Nutella restaurants in the world, and their creamy hazelnut spread has become very popular in Chicago. So if you want even more sweet treats, definitely check out the Nutella restaurant. And as one more little bonus suggestion for sweet treats, you have to check out Firecakes Donuts. One of the cool and interesting things about Firecakes Donuts is their willingness to experiment with unique and exciting flavors. And one of those unique creations is their ice cream sandwich donut. This is where they split a donut in half and you get to choose ice cream to put in the middle. It always seems that this shop has something new and exciting every single time that we try it, and the ice cream donut sandwich was very good. I would score this an 8.5 out of 10. Now, another lunch dinner spot that is an absolute must when visiting Chicago is Portillo's. Portillo's is home to Americans' favorite Italian beef, burgers, salads, and Chicago-style hot dogs, as well as chocolate cakes. And we've had everything, and this is one of my favorite places to come in Chicago, even being a local. I always get the Italian beef, and their cheese fries, as well as chocolate cake and chocolate cake shake are to die for. So if you're looking for more sweets, the chocolate cake shake is very unique because they take a whole piece of chocolate cake, mix it around in a shake, and there is something so fun about eating chunks of cake in your shake that makes for a very unique experience. Now, after walking and touring and having lunch, it's time to come back, shower, rest, relax before heading to a very nice dinner. Now, I have a few recommendations for dinner in the River North area, which is right near downtown. First, we have gone to Tao multiple times, as this offers an upscale, unlavish dining experience, and the food was also very good. So if you're somebody who likes an Asian style cuisine, there's sushi, noodles, egg rolls, orange chicken, and pepper steak were very, very good. And if you are a dessert lover, getting their potted carrot cake is a really fun treat and something that most people overlook. Now, we definitely recommend making a reservation for Tao, as this is definitely a more formal dinner spot and they have a really fun ambiance. But if you are looking for something more casual for dinner, there is nothing like experiencing classic, authentic Chicago deep dish pizza. Now, my all-time favorite place to get deep dish pizza in Chicago has to be Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's got started in 1940, and they actually got started in the suburbs before moving downtown. Now, there is a lot of debate when it comes to deep dish pizza in Chicago, but Lou Malnati's pizza is considered to be the royal family of Chicago-style pizza, and their deep dish cheese pizza with incredible marinara sauce is my personal favorite when it comes to Chicago-style deep dish pizza. Now, if you're interested in more of a local spot that is more of a hidden gem, Pequod's Pizza in Lincoln Park, while it is a little further from downtown, also offers a very unique experience. We would also highly recommend making a reservation, but this deep dish pizza is incredibly gooey and oh so cheesy, especially if you order extra cheese. They also have some great appetizers like their cheesy garlic bread and cheesy Italian beef. Now, after you've had dinner, one of my favorite things to do if you're in Chicago during the summertime on a Wednesday is to watch the free fireworks from Navy Pier. Now, we were able to watch these fireworks from our hotel room at the Trump itself, and these fireworks go off at 9:30 p.m. on the dot, and if you are along the river, you're able to watch these absolutely free, or you can also go to Navy Pier and watch these fireworks there. Navy Pier is free and open to the public year-round, and also has one of the most famous, biggest Ferris wheels in all the United States. And Navy Pier is a 3,300 long-foot pier on the shoreline of Lake Michigan, located in the Streeterville neighborhood near the North Side community. It offers a lot of shopping, and you can even do other tourist attractions like going for a cruise, a boat ride, and many other fun adventures. So if you're looking for something to do after dinner, heading to Navy Pier, watching the fireworks is definitely a must-see, must-do activity, and it's absolutely free. Now, before we head to the West Loop, grabbing arguably the best donut in Chicago and one of the best donuts I have ever had in my entire life is right at the Donut Vault, which is a small hole-in-the-wall vault that specializes in donuts. A few years ago, I went on a walking tour, and this was one of the places that they took us. Our favorite donut was the old-fashioned buttermilk donut, and this donut was created by the owner who went to all of the best donut shops in the world, did research to find the best ingredients, and then made this unique donut. This donut is incredibly fresh, flavorful, and an absolute must try if you're in Chicago. Now, the Donut Vault is only open from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and some of their donuts sell out very quickly. Now, for day 3, we're going to head over to the West Loop of Chicago, which is approximately a 10-minute Uber ride from downtown Chicago. They also have some of the best places to eat in all of the city, and that's where we're gonna focus our attention. One of the best burgers I have ever had in my entire life was at Cheval, which opens at 10 a.m. So if you are a cheeseburger lover, this is the place for you. Now, we recommend getting to Cheval early because this place is very popular and it is not a very big restaurant. In fact, when we got there, there was a line out the door and it took us approximately 20 minutes to get seated, but it is not unheard of to be seated within a half hour to an hour depending upon when you go. Now, what's really important to know about this restaurant is that their burger is world famous, and their single cheeseburger actually has 2 patties and their double cheeseburger actually has 3 patties. We ended up getting the single cheeseburger, and this was plenty and it was very good. Why I think this burger is so good is because of how fresh it is and how often they are making these burgers. They also have very thick cut bacon, which you can add on to the side, which we did, which was very, very tasty. And their French fries with aioli also made for a very nice side. Now, each one of these burgers is meticulously prepared with precise cooking techniques to ensure that the beef patties are cooked to perfection, and boy were they ever. I would certainly recommend this restaurant, especially for lunch, and would give it a 9.4 out of 10. Now, if you're looking for something maybe a little bit healthier, a smoothie bowl place right around the corner in the West Loop called Matcha Cita has some very tasty smoothie and acai bowls. It's also a very cute ambiance, and while it could be a little bit pricey, the ingredients were very fresh and the combination of flavors and fruits were very good. We would give this approximately an 8.2 out of 10 when it came to smoothies. Now, while in the West Loop, they are also known for their rooftop bars as well as their hotels that have rooftop views. If you're looking for a fun dinner spot, Nobu Chicago is an absolute must. One of our favorite things was not only the views of the restaurant on their rooftop, but also their hot stone Wagyu steak, which was very flavorful and made for a really fun presentation. Now, this Wagyu is A5, which is the highest quality beef that you can get today. While it was very flavorful and tasty, it is also pretty expensive. We also enjoyed their sushi, shishito peppers, and the dessert, and overall would give Nobu a very high rating, as this is one of our favorite restaurants to go to anywhere in the world. I would give Nobu a 9.5 out of 10, especially if you're looking for some great drinks, great views, and great food in Chicago's West Loop. Now, if you must have a classic Chicago hot dog before you end your trip, here are 2 recommendations that are a little bit outside of downtown in the city. The first is the classic and famous Gene and Jude's, and this is my favorite hot dog and French fries I have ever experienced. It has also won multiple awards and continues to serve hot dogs around the clock. The second has to be Superdawg, and this drive-in style hot dog restaurant, while it was very good, was not as good in my opinion as Gene and Jude's, but has a classic feel to it and is something very unique that you will not find anywhere else in the world. Now, after you've had some food in the West Loop, we recommend going and visiting the Willis Tower, and you can even do this at night to get some very beautiful views. You can also do this in the afternoon. Now, the Willis Tower was completed in 1973 and held the title of tallest building in the world until 1998. Now, another really cool thing is they have something called the Ledge, which is a glass box made of 3 layers of tempered glass, approximately 1.5 inches in diameter thick. They make for a great Instagram picture and are designed to withstand strong winds, earthquakes, external forces, providing a safe yet exhilarating experience for its visitors. Now, if heights are not your thing, you can see all of the buildings in Chicago by doing the Chicago Architecture Cruise. For approximately $40 to $50, you will go on a 90-minute cruise up and down the Chicago River and an architectural guide, and will teach you all about the architecture and incredible buildings of the city of Chicago. We ended up going in the afternoon, and it was really fun to learn even more history about the city. And while this is definitely more of a tourist activity, it was something that I really personally enjoyed and learned a lot from. So there you have it. Those are your must-see, must-do activities in approximately 72 hours in Chicago. I know we jam-packed it with a lot, and I also wanted to mention here briefly before we end this video some things that you can do if you visit Chicago during the winter time. The first thing to do would go and see a show, and one of our favorites during the holiday season was the Nutcracker. The Joffrey Ballet is one of the best in the world, and when we went, there was not an open seat. So if you are interested interested in doing something like this, definitely plan ahead. And tickets also were not cheap, averaging right around $100 all the way up to $500 or $600 for the better seats. Now, another fun activity during the winter time would be to visit the Wrigley Field as it transforms into a winter wonderland. Known as Winter at Gallagher Way, admission is as low as just $5 and free for children under 2. They have an ice skating rink as well as snow tubes and many other fun activities. We would also recommend seeing the lighting of the Christmas tree in Millennium Park, and for dinner, we'd also recommend going to the Walnut Room at Macy's on Michigan Avenue. This is a long-time staple with wood paneling and chandeliers, and their famous pot pie is something not to miss out on, as well as seeing the gigantic Christmas tree inside. So that's going to be all for this video. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments which videos you'd like to see next and from which locations. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.